जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुना तेरा वनचारी यमुना तेरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुना तेरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे राधे श्याम जय राधे श्याम ललिता विशाखा जय राधे श्याम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय वृंदावन धाम जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 प्रभुपाद। निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। निताय गौर सीतानाथ प्रेमानंदे। जय नित्य लीला प्रविष्टों विष्णुपाद परमहंस परोपकाराचार्य अष्टोत्तर कृष्ण कृपा मूर्ति अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। जय नित्य लीला प्रविष्णु विष्णुपाद परमहंस परोपकाराचार्य अष्टोत्तर शिल भक्ति सिद्धांत श्री ठाकुर प्रभुपाद महाराज की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव भक्तवृंद की नामाचार्य शीलादास ठाकुर की प्रेम से गौ श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की ब्रजभूमि से वृंदावन धाम की श्री मथुरा धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की श्री मायापुर नवदीप धाम की श्री गंगा माई की श्री यमुना माई की भक्ति देवी की जय। तुलसी महारानी की जय। युग धाम हरिनाम संकीर्तन की हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की शिला प्रभुपाद ट्रांसलेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की श्रीमद् भगवद गीता एज इट इज की शिला प्रभुपाद की निताई गौर सीतानाथ प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Guru and Gauranga ki jai. So welcome everyone in this evening Bhagavad Gita session in Sri Krishna Balram Mandir. We welcome all of you who has joined us in this evening program, Bhagavad Gita session, and also we welcome those who are connected with us online. So they are also welcome. And today we are going to read Bhagavad Gita, chapter 12, and verse is also 12. So first we will offer our Mangalacharan. So please fold your hands with us. Gurve Gaur Chandraya Radhikaya Tadalhe Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namah. Om Ajnantimrandasya Jnananjan Shalakaya Chakshurunmiltam Yen Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manovishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Sapadantikam Vandeyam Sri Guru Sri Uta Padkamlam Sri Gurun Vaishnavaksacha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Saigan Raghunatvatam Tam Sajivam Savdetam Savdutam Prajana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Saigan Lalita Sri Vishakhanamitakcha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Desh Tarini. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kant Sri Radha Kant Tamostute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Sri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishbhanu Sute Devi Paramami Hari Priye Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prem Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gautashe Namah. Vancha kalptaro bhikcha kripa sindhu bhevacha padidhanam pavnebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासां ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं परमानंद माधवं श्री चैतन्य ईश्वरं। हरे कृष्णा। So Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 12 and chapter entitled Devotional Service. So now today we are going to read verse number 12, but first of all we will look into the subject matter of this chapter. So this chapter started with Arjuna's query. Arjuna asked in this first verse, what he asked? Arjuna Uvacha, Arjuna inquired, which are considered to be more perfect, those who are always properly engaged in your devotional service, or those who worship the impersonal Brahman, the unmanifested? This is the question raised by Arjuna. And Krishna replied in verse number 5. Krishna said, क्लेशोधिकतरस्तेषाम् अव्यक्त आसक्त चेतसाम् अव्यक्ता ही गतिर दुःखम देहा वद्भिर अव्यापते. For those whose minds are attached to the unmanifested, impersonal feature of the Supreme, advancement is very troublesome. To make progress in that discipline is always difficult for those who are embodied. Krishna is saying it is very difficult. Those who had obtained the material body, that is very difficult for them to meditate on the impersonal Brahman. And after that, Krishna said, ये तो सर्वाणि कर्माणि मयि संन्यस्य मत्परा अनन्येनैव योगेन मां ध्यायन्त उपासते तेषामहं समुद्धर्ता मृत्यु संसार सागरात् भवामि न चिरात् पार्था मयि आवेशित चेतसाम्. Now Krishna is saying, but those who worship me, giving up all their activities unto me and being devoted to me without deviation, engaged in devotional service and always meditating upon me, having fixed their minds upon me, O son of Pritha, for them I am the swift deliverer from the ocean of birth and death. So Krishna is saying, I am the swift deliverer from the ocean of birth and death. So, only the Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, can deliver us from this ocean of birth and death. So in this regard, Prabhupada is quoting a nice analogy. Prabhupada is saying, one cannot cross the ocean by catching the tail of dog. If one dog is swimming in the ocean, and if one think that I can catch the tail of the dog and cross this ocean of birth and death, so this is not possible. So now, before going into this next verse that begins from 8th. Actually, this is the series of 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and today's verse is 12th. From 8th verse, Krishna is describing the process of devotional service. And from these 4 verses or 5 verses, Krishna, we see that how merciful Krishna is, how kind Krishna is to bring us back to home, back to Godhead. He is so merciful. These verses shows intense desire of Krishna to bring us back. And Krishna is so merciful, so kind, and Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is more kind, more merciful. When we see the Mahaprabhu and his mood, then we see he is more merciful. And then Nityanand Prabhu is even more merciful, more kind than Mahaprabhu. In the case of Jagai Madhai, we see that Jagai Madhai, he delivered Jagai Madhai, Nityanand Prabhu. And in that sequence, we see that our Shat Goswamis are also more merciful. Our Guru Parampara is more merciful. And our Srila Prabhupada, we cannot explain how merciful he is. So in this Bhagavad Gita 12th chapter, we will see that how Krishna is also concerned. He is so deeply concerned with us. He is very much, he has intense desire to bring us back. So, from verse number 18 to verse number 12, this is the series of 5 verses where Krishna is showing his keen desire to bring us back to home, back to Godhead. Thus Krishna explained the difference between worshipping his personal and impersonal features. While there is no reciprocation from the impersonal feature, there is full protection and swift deliverance from the personality Krishna. Having established the supremacy of bhakti, Krishna will now explain in the next 5 verses multiple levels of bhakti, beginning with the highest stage. Krishna will explain the highest stage in the verse number 8, and then in the descending order, he will become more liberal, and more liberal. So, in the verse number 8, that is the topmost stage of bhakti, where Krishna what's saying? Mai eva mana adhattasva mai muddhim niveshaya nivasyasya mai eva atha urdhvam na sanchaya. Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always without a doubt. This is the topmost level. Okay. Now, in 9th verse, what Krishna is saying? Athachitam samadhatum na shaknosi mai sthiram abhyas yogena tato mam ichhaptum dhananjaya. My dear Arjun, O winner of wealth, if you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation, then follow the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga. In this way, develop a desire to attain me. And in the next verse, 10th, abhyāse priya samarthosi mad karma parmo bhava madartam api karmani kurvan siddhim avyāpasi. If you cannot practice the regulations of Bhakti Yoga, then just try to work for me. Because by working for me, you will come to the perfect stage. And after that, in verse number 11, Krishna is saying, Athaitatapi asaktosi kartum mat yogamashita sarva karma-phala-tyāgam tata kuru yatatmavan. If, however, you are unable to work in this consciousness of me, then try to act, giving up all results of your work and try to be self-situated. How Krishna is going liberal. And now today's verse we will recite, and you will also recite after me. Verse number 12. śreyo jñānam abhyāsāj jñānāt dhyānam viśiṣyate dhyānāt karma-phala-tyāgas tyāgāt chāntir anantaram śreyo jñānam abhyāsāj jñānāt dhyānam viśiṣyate dhyānāt karma-phala-tyāgas tyāgāt chāntir anantaram śreyo jñānam abhyāsāj jñānāt dhyānam viśiṣyate dhyānāt karma-phala-tyāgas tyāgāt chāntir anantaram.
śreyo jñānam abhyāsāj
śreyo jñānam abhyāsāj
dhyānam
viśiṣyate
dhyānāt karma-phala-tyāgas
dhyānāt karma-phala-tyāgas
tyāgāt chāntir anantaram
tyāgāt chāntir anantaram. So, anybody else? śreyo jñānam abhyāsāj jñānāt dhyānam viśiṣyate dhyānāt karma-phala-tyāgas tyāgāt chāntir anantaram. Okay, word to word meaning. Śreyo, better. He, certainly. Jñānam, knowledge. Abhyāsāt, then practice. Jñānāt, then knowledge. Dhyānam, meditation. Viśiṣyate is considered better. Dhyānāt, then meditation. karma-phala-tyāgaḥ, renunciation of the result of the fruitive action.
Renunciation of the results of fruitive action.
Tyāgāt, by such renunciation.
Such renunciation.
śāntiḥ,
Śāntiḥ.
peace. Anantaram,
Anantaram.
thereafter. Translation and purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. If you cannot take to this practice, then engage yourself in the cultivation of knowledge. Better than knowledge, however, is meditation, and better than meditation is renunciation of the fruits of action. For by such renunciation, one can attain peace of mind. Please repeat after me. If you cannot take to this practice,
If you cannot take to the practice,
then engage yourself
then engage yourself
in the cultivation of knowledge.
cultivation of knowledge.
Better than knowledge,
Better than knowledge,
however,
however,
is meditation. And better than meditation
better than meditation,
is renunciation
renunciation
of the fruits of action.
of the fruits of action.
For by such renunciation,
By such renunciation,
one can attain
one can attain
peace of mind.
peace of mind.
Purport. As mentioned in the previous verses, there are two kinds of devotional service. The way of regulative principles and the way of full attachment in love to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For those who are actually not able to follow the principles of Krishna consciousness, it is better to cultivate knowledge, because by knowledge one can be able to understand his real position. Gradually knowledge will develop to the point of meditation. By meditation one can be able to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead by a gradual process. There are processes which make one understand that one himself is the Supreme. And that sort of meditation is preferred if one is unable to engage in devotional service. If one is not able to meditate in such a way, then there are prescribed duties as enjoined in the Vedic literature for the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, Shudras, which we shall find in the last chapter of Bhagavad Gita. But in all cases, one should give up the result or fruits of labor. This means to employ the result of karma for some good cause. In summary, to reach the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the highest goal, there are two processes. One process is by gradual development and the other process is direct. Development service in Krishna consciousness is the direct method, and the other method involves renouncing the fruits of one's activities. Then one can come to the stage of knowledge, then to the stage of meditation, then to the stage of understanding the super soul, and then to the stage of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One may take either the step-by-step process or the direct path. The direct process is not possible for everyone. Therefore, the indirect process is also good. It is, however, to be understood that the indirect process is not recommended for Arjuna because he is already at the stage of loving devotional service to the Supreme Lord. It is for others who are not at this stage, for them the gradual process for renunciation, knowledge, meditation and realization of the super soul and Brahman should be followed. But as far as Bhagavad Gita is concerned, it is the direct method that is stressed. Everyone is advised to take to the direct method and surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki. So, we have been hearing the last four verses, 8th, 9th, 10th and 11th. describe the process of direct devotional service. Direct devotional service in the descending order. At the different level of faith. Without faith, we cannot obtain the direct devotional service. Eighth verse describes the topmost level of transcendental faith and most devotional service to Krishna out of love. Eighth verse. Right? Krishna says, if you cannot follow that, then you can follow the regulated principles of Bhakti Yoga. If you have no faith, and you don't love me, you don't like me, you can follow the regulated principles of Bhakti Yoga. That is the lower stage. And what we have to do in that regulated devotional service, just like to rising early in the morning, to chanting our fixed rounds, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, daily, without fail, worshipping the deities, offering the food to the deities, hearing the Bhagavad Gita class, hearing the Bhagavatam class. These are the regulated principles. We have to engage ourselves in this devotional service. If we cannot fix our minds to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then this is the second option Krishna is giving here. And Krishna says, if you cannot follow these regulated principles also, because Krishna knows that how much we are dull-minded and we are engaged in this material activities. Then you work for Krishna. Krishna saying that you work for me. Work for Krishna means to become sympathetic to the Krishna consciousness movement. And if you cannot do that work to the Krishna consciousness movement, then you sacrifice the results of your activities for good cause. And even you don't know that Krishna is the supreme cause, one day you will know the supreme cause by the mercy of Supreme God Krishna. If you are renunciating your results of activities. So, direct process requires faith. And this 12th verse, this is the indirect process. If you don't have faith, then this process can also be obtained. But in the 12th verse it is said, if you cannot process the direct process, if you cannot process this direct process of devotional service mentioned in the verse 8 to 11, then you can follow the gradual process of devotional service. In this verse, 12th verse, this is the gradual process. Then engage yourself in the cultivation of knowledge. It means that what is that cultivation of knowledge? That is mentioned in the second chapter. That I am spirit, soul. I am not this body. That is called Sankhya Yoga, the difference between the spirit and the matter. This kind of knowledge can be cultivated. This is the indirect process, or we can go gradually. First, we will come on the level of this jnana, jnana yoga. But better than knowledge is meditation. This is the verse. śreyo jñānam abhyāsāj, jñānāt dhyānam viśiṣyate. śreyo means better. He means certainly. Jñānam is knowledge. Abhyāsāt, then practice. Dhyānāt, then knowledge. śreyo jñānam abhyāsāj. jñānāt dhyānam viśiṣyate, dhyānāt karma-phala-tyāgas, tyāgāt chāntir anantaram. Means better than knowledge is meditation. Better than knowledge is meditation. And better than meditation is renunciation of fruit of actions. śreyo jñānam abhyāsāj, jñānāt dhyānam viśiṣyate, dhyānāt karma-phala-tyāgas, tyāgāt chāntir anantaram. And by renunciation, one attains peace of mind. So, in all devotional service, directly or indirectly, to renouncing the fruit of our actions is the beginning of our devotional service. Either it is direct or it is indirect. This is the what Krishna wants to tell us. This is the beginning. If we are ready to renounce the fruits of our activities, that is the beginning of our devotional service. So there are bhukti, mukti, siddhi, kami, sakal ashant, Krishna bhakt, nishkam, ataiv shant. So someone are doing practice jnana yoga, someone are doing this karma yoga, dhyan yoga, but the bhakti, the devotional service is the best. What Krishna has established this point here. And this bhakti, it starts from Navadha Bhakti. It is said, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, Smaranam Pada Sevanam, Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakhyam Atma Nivedanam. Here Prabhupada is mentioning the 9 kinds of devotional service are hearing about Krishna, chanting about Him, remembering Him, offering service to His lotus feet, offering Him worship in the temple, offering prayers to Him, working as His servant, making friendship with Him, and unreservedly surrendering to Him. One can directly approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead simply by executing these 9 kinds of devotional service. Directly, we can approach Krishna. Of which hearing about the Lord is most important. Hearing about the Lord. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has very favorably stressed the importance of this process of hearing according to his method if people are simply given a chance to hear about Krishna, certainly they will gradually develop their dormant awareness or love of God. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prem Sadhya Kavunaya Shravan Adi Shuddha Chitaya Karaya Udaya. This, the love which is the Krishna's, everyone is having the love for Krishna, that is in the dormant stage. But when we are hearing about Krishna, it reveals. So it is said here, love of God is dormant in everyone, and if one is given a chance to hear about the Lord, certainly that love develops. Our Krishna consciousness movement acts on this principle. We simply give people the chance to hear about the Supreme Personality of Godhead and give them prasadam to eat, and the actual result is that all over the world, people are responding to this process and becoming pure devotees of Lord Krishna. This is the process. But who can hear about Krishna? This is the main thing. Those who have developed the faith. If the faith is not developed, then we are not ready to hear Krishna. Then this today's verse, 12th verse, that is for those who have not developed their faith to hear about Krishna or do the direct service. They cannot do direct service, those who have not developed the faith. For them, this process is prescribed, step by step, step by step. First you try to know who am I am not this body, I am spirit, and what are the characteristics of the spirit, and what are the characteristics of the body, and what is super soul, I am soul, and who is super soul. Then we will come on the stage of from jnana to dhyāna, on the meditation, from the cultivation of knowledge to the meditation. Then we will come to know about the super soul. In the Sankhya Yoga, in the cultivation of knowledge, we can understand about the soul. And when we will come further, we will come on further stage, on higher stage, then we will come to know about what is super soul. And after that, we can come on the higher stage, who is the Supreme, who is the personified Krishna. So this is the process. Those who are not engaged in the direct devotional service, or those who have not developed the faith to do their service, they will not engage their self to hear about Krishna, or they will devote their time to hear Krishna. They will hear Bhagavad Gita classes, Bhagavatam classes. No, they don't have faith. So, this is the main thing in this purport Prabhupada is mentioning. Bhagavad Gita, whereas Bhagavad Gita is concerned, it is the direct method that is stressed. Everyone is advised to take the direct method and surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this verse is not for the devotees who are already doing the devotional service. Right? So, anything else we can discuss Yes, Prabhuji, you can say something on this verse. Please come.
It is not for devotees, for whom it is then?
Huh?
If it is not for devotees, for whom?
For general.
Yeah, but he is speaking to Arjuna.
Arjuna. So Prabhupada is saying, Prabhupada is saying here, the direct process is not possible for everyone. Therefore, the indirect process is also good.
And the question is why Arjuna?
It is, however, to be understood that the indirect process is not recommended for Arjuna. Because he is already at the stage of loving devotional service to the Supreme Lord. It is for others who are not at this stage. For them, gradual process of renunciation, knowledge, meditation and realization of the super soul and Brahman should be followed.
Why he is explaining this verse to Arjuna? If he is not Arjuna's level, why he has to know this?
He is not explaining to Arjuna, he is explaining through Arjuna to us. We are so dull-minded. We are not ready to engage ourselves in the devotional service. Arjuna is only the medium. Krishna is also, actually Krishna is, all these verses are saying to the conditioned souls, to us. So, once again I will repeat the translation of today's verse. If you cannot take to this practice means which is spoken from 8th verse to 10th verse. Actually 11th verse, this is not for the devotees. If however you are unable to work in this consciousness of me, then try to act giving up all results of your work and try to be self-situated. So this verse is not for the devotees. Here Krishna is saying, what saying? If you are unable to work in this consciousness, if we are not in this consciousness, Krishna consciousness, and then we will give up our results of the work, to whom we will give? We are not in Krishna consciousness. Then we will go for some pious activities, to build a school, to build a hospital, to give some funds in the charity. They are not concerned with the Krishna. So this 11th verse is not meant for devotees. But if somehow or other, if he is doing these austerities, these pious activities, one day, by the mercy of Krishna, he can understand who is the Supreme and who is Krishna, because he is giving his results of this action, what he is earning or what he is. So this is also one, but this is not connected with the devotees, this 11th verse. So 10th verse, that is, it is said, abhyāsēpi asamarthosi mat karma parmo bhava madartham api karvani kurvam siddhim avyāpasi. In the 10th verse, it is said, if you cannot practice the regulation of bhakti yoga, then just try to work for me. If we will work for Krishna, if we will give charity for Krishna, then we will progress very nicely. So there is the difference in the 10th and 11th verse. All right. So, because by working for me, you will come to the perfect stage. By giving the charity or giving the pious activities, we will not come on the perfect stage. But somehow or other, it will take time. It will take time. By the mercy of Krishna, when someone could know that the Krishna is the supreme and then he offer his charity to the devotees, to the Krishna, then he will come on the perfect stage. Okay? So, yes.
In the purport, first paragraph, 9th line, there are processes which make one understand that one himself is...
From where? Where you are reading?
First paragraph.
First paragraph. 12th verse?
9th line. 9th line.
9th?
First paragraph in the purport, 9th line. There are processes which make one understand that one himself is the supreme. And that sort of meditation is preferred if one is unable to engage in the devotional service.
And that sort of meditation is preferred if one is unable to engage in the devotional service. Yes.
That means I myself supreme. I have to think if I am not
Yes. It is one verse you can see in the 9th chapter. In 9th chapter, it is 15th verse, where it is said, Jnān yagyena chapi anya yajanto ma upasate ekatvena prathaktvena bahuda vishvato mukham. In this verse, Prabhupada what is saying? Prabhupada is saying, there are others who are still lower, and these are divided into 3 categories. He who worships himself as one with the Supreme Lord. In this verse, Prabhupada is mentioning, he who worships himself as one with the Supreme Lord, and second category is he who conquers some form of the Supreme Lord and worships that, like demigods. Right? And third, he who accepts the universal form, the Vishwarupa of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and worship that. Out of the above 3, the lowest, those who worship themselves as the Supreme Lord, thinking themselves to be the monist, are the most predominant. So there are so many categories. Somehow or other, if he is thinking that I am the Supreme, to whom he is thinking? To the Spirit. And the Spirit is the part and parcel of the Super Soul. But this is the lowest stage. Prabhupada is mentioning in this verse. Yes?
Film stars fall in this category.
Who? Film stars. Film stars, they are thinking that they are supreme. This is not necessary. But most of the people, most of the category, they falls down in this category. Okay, so we ends here. Śrīla Prabhupada ki Srimad Bhagavad Gita yatha रूप की